Welcome to the Bizarre History Stories channel. Imagine you're a patient in a 1950s psychiatric hospital, seeking help for depression or anxiety. You're vulnerable, desperate for hope, and you trust the white-coated professionals who promise to help you heal. A trusted doctor offers a new treatment, promising relief from your pain. You're told this is a breakthrough, something that could change your life for the better. But instead of the help you expect, you're secretly given a powerful hallucinogen, LSD, without your knowledge or consent. The drug is slipped into your daily routine, disguised as medicine. Suddenly your reality unravels. The world twists into terror, confusion, and hallucinations. What was meant to be therapy becomes a waking nightmare. You're not being cured. You're an unwitting subject in a secret government experiment. The people you trusted are using you as a test case, and you have no idea why. This was the reality for countless Americans. Ordinary people dosed with LSD by their own government, all in the name of science and national security. The CIA's MK-Ultra program, born in the shadowy paranoia of the Cold War, sought to control the human mind at any cost. The agency believed mind control could be the ultimate weapon. The program spanned universities, hospitals, prisons, and pharmaceutical companies, erasing ethical boundaries in the name of national security. No institution was off limits, and no one was truly safe. The goal was chilling: truth serums, amnesia drugs, even the creation of programmed assassins. Scientists experimented with chemicals, hypnosis, and psychological torture. Driven by fear of Soviet brainwashing, the CIA justified any means to win a shadowy war. The ends, they believed, justified the most extreme measures. Ordinary citizens, patients, prisoners, even children, became human guinea pigs. Their lives and minds were altered forever, often with no explanation or apology. Their suffering was hidden under layers of secrecy, their stories buried in classified files and redacted documents. Many never learned the truth about what was done to them. MK-Ultra stands as a warning: unchecked power can betray those it's meant to protect. When oversight fails, the consequences can be devastating and irreversible. The darkness of this chapter reminds us why accountability matters, and why we must never forget the lessons of the past. To truly understand the origins of MK-Ultra, you must first grasp the overwhelming sense of fear and anxiety that gripped America during the early years of the Cold War. This was a time when uncertainty and suspicion seemed to seep into every corner of daily life, shaping the way people thought, acted, and even trusted one another. The world was sharply divided between the United States and the Soviet Union, a global standoff that played out not on battlefields but in the shadows, through espionage, propaganda, and psychological warfare. It was a war of spies, secrets, and silent threats where every move was watched and every word could be twisted. Paranoia flourished in Washington. Officials and citizens alike feared that communists could infiltrate and subvert America from within. The Red Scare was more than a political movement, it was a national obsession, fueling suspicion and distrust at every level of society. The concept of brainwashing haunted the nation after the Korean War, as returning American POWs seemed changed, their loyalty questioned. Stories of psychological manipulation and mind control spread quickly, stoking fears that the enemy had discovered terrifying new ways to control the human mind. CIA Director Allen Dulles and other top officials became convinced that the Soviets had mastered the dark art of mind control. They believed America was dangerously behind in a new kind of arms race, one fought not with bombs, but with the human psyche itself. Sensational stories of hypnotic control, truth drugs, and secret experiments blurred the line between fact and fiction. Newspapers ran wild with speculation, and the public imagination was gripped by the idea that anyone could be turned into a puppet with the right technique. The CIA feared falling behind in a race for psychic dominance, convinced that whoever controlled the mind could control the future. Intelligence analysts worked late into the night, poring over reports and rumors, desperate to uncover the enemy's secrets before it was too late. In this climate, officials believed that any method, no matter how extreme or unethical, was justified if it meant protecting the nation. The boundaries of morality and legality blurred, as the perceived threat seemed to outweigh any cost. This climate of fear and secrecy gave birth to MK-Ultra, a program hidden deep within the government, shielded from oversight by the veil of national security. Files were classified, operations compartmentalized, and only a select few knew the true extent of what was unfolding. As oversight vanished, the rights of ordinary citizens became expendable. Surveillance increased, and the line between protection and oppression grew dangerously thin. The ends, defeating communism, were seen as so vital that they justified any means, no matter how questionable or damaging to American ideals. In this shadow war, individual rights and freedoms were sacrificed for a phantom victory, leaving a legacy of secrecy and suspicion that would haunt the nation for decades to come. MK-Ultra was formally authorized in 1953 by CIA Director Allen Dulles. This covert operation aimed to explore the boundaries of the human mind and manipulate it for intelligence purposes. Sidney Gottlieb, a chemist known for his ruthlessness, led the project. He was a man driven by a dark curiosity and a relentless pursuit of control over the human psyche. Gottlieb believed the mind could be broken and rebuilt, a frontier to conquer. He envisioned a world where thoughts could be implanted and erased at will. MK-Ultra was an umbrella for over 149 sub-projects, funneled through front organizations to universities, hospitals, and prisons. These institutions unknowingly became testing grounds for the CIA's experiments. The ultimate goal: create a Manchurian candidate, a programmed assassin with no memory of their actions. This concept captured the imagination of the public and inspired numerous works of fiction. The CIA sought ways to erase memories, implant suggestions, and create unwavering loyalty. Methods ranged from hypnosis to drugs and sensory deprivation. These techniques were often brutal and inhumane. Oversight was minimal. Even top CIA officials were often in the dark. The secrecy surrounding MK-Ultra allowed for unchecked experimentation and ethical violations. Gottlieb pursued his mission with chilling detachment, approving and participating in dangerous experiments. His lack of empathy for the subjects was evident in the extreme measures he endorsed. For the agency, the human mind was a battlefield, and the cost and suffering was irrelevant. The legacy of MK-Ultra remains a dark chapter in the history of intelligence operations. Early on, MK-Ultra scientists became obsessed with LSD. The CIA saw LSD's power to shatter reality as a potential miracle for mind control. They bought the world's supply, testing it recklessly, even on their own agents, often without consent. One scientist, Frank Olson, was dosed and later died under mysterious circumstances. The agency's goals: use LSD as a truth serum and as a weapon to induce confusion and panic. In Operation Midnight Climax, men were lured to safe houses, drugged, and observed through two-way mirrors. The CIA even considered contaminating enemy water supplies with LSD. What began as a tool for interrogation became a weapon of mass psychological destruction. The agency's paranoia knew no limits. MK-Ultra's most disturbing legacy is its exploitation of society's most vulnerable. The CIA targeted prisoners, mental patients, and even children, people unable to fight back or speak out. Inmates were given LSD for weeks, sometimes months, under the guise of addiction research. At the Kentucky Addiction Research Center, African-American prisoners endured triple doses for over 70 days. Psychiatric patients, like those at Montreal's Allen Memorial Institute, were subjected to massive electroshock, drug-induced comas, and endless audio loops. Children, including orphans, were also experimented on, their developing minds seen as especially malleable. Many records were destroyed, but survivor testimonies reveal the extent of the trauma. These invisible victims suffered unimaginable harm, their pain hidden for decades. MK-Ultra preyed on those with no one to protect them. MK-Ultra's methods went far beyond LSD. The CIA experimented with hypnosis, hoping to create assassins or couriers with erased memories. Sensory deprivation chambers isolated subjects from all stimuli, breaking their sense of self. Electroshock therapy was used at extreme levels to erase memories, not heal. Paralytics, speech inhibitors, and psychological abuse were all part of the arsenal. Some experiments combined drugs, isolation, and repetitive audio to induce mental collapse. The program was a systematic exploration of human vulnerability, a dark science of control. The goal was always the same: total domination of the mind, regardless of the cost. The human cost of MK-Ultra was devastating. Victims suffered lifelong trauma, depression, anxiety, memory loss, and shattered families. The truth emerged only in the 1970s, thanks to journalists and congressional investigations. CIA Director Richard Helms ordered the destruction of MK-Ultra records, but some financial documents survived by accident. These records revealed the program's vast scope and the institutions involved. MK-Ultra is a chilling lesson in the dangers of unchecked power and secrecy. It shows how fear can drive institutions to abandon morality and commit horrific abuses. The suffering of its victims is a stark reminder. Accountability and oversight are essential safeguards for democracy.